game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics,
letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play,
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
and start watching today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time.
Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages.
Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
From the heart of downtown Cleveland, we bring you a national quarterfinal matchup between Chicago Nation FC and New York Bravehearts SC. It's live on the UPSL YouTube channel. Alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ryan Glinsky, I'm Jonathan Turner. Happy to have you along here on this Saturday night. A chance to punch your ticket into a national semifinal on the line here today as these two teams battle it out. Chicago Nation has been here before. New York Bravehearts looking to punch their first ever trip into a national finals weekend coming up here in just 2 weeks. We'll bring it out now live to the field here on the campus of Cleveland State University. As we apologize for the delay, there was some inclement weather that came through here a short while ago, and they are out on the field getting ready to go. And we'll bring you in here to our press box. Ryan and I here in our studios in Detroit, Michigan. And Ryan, we talk about this matchup. We talk about these two teams. A powerhouse in Chicago Nation who's been here before. New York Bravehearts looking to punch their first ever ticket into a national finals weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just kind of like yesterday's game as well. New kid on the block with New York and Chicago being there before. They have the experience. They've been a national finalist in 2021 and then in third place in 2023. So they had the history of being here before. And both of these teams, fantastic defenses. They score a lot of goals as well, so we should be in for a thriller.
That we should. We talk about these two teams. You got the Bravehearts out of that Northeast American North Division. They were 12-1-2 overall, 7-1-2 in their division, playing a total of 15 matches, 12 wins here throughout their entire spring season. You mentioned 35 goals scored for this season, 9 goals against. So both these teams combined, by the way, 15 total goals against in the regular season. So these teams know how to score and they know how to stop the ball from going in the back of the net. I'm curious how that will shape up here today in this game.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. 6 clean sheets for Chicago, 4 for New York. And also for Chicago, the captain, Sasa Labovich, a.k.a. the General. He has been anchoring that back line for years, and he's going to try to do that again today. And that's how you build a great soccer team, is in the back line.
We'll take it back out now to the Cleveland State, again, home of the Vikings in the Horizon League here as we get ready for this match. Let's take a look at the team comparisons. We'll put it up on your screen right now. And there they are, Chicago Nation against Bravehearts. As we look here again, 15 total matches. Not much separates these two teams. Again, this is a combination of what they've done here during the regular season and here in the playoffs. If we talk about the playoffs for just a moment, 16 goals for in favor of the Bravehearts, 13 goals for Chicago Nation. The difference here now, and again, is in the goals allowed. Chicago Nation was in a complete and utter shootout last weekend. It was 5-4 as they took place here in Parma, Ohio, just a short distance away here from Cleveland State University. And again, that shootout, they've allowed 7 goals this postseason, and New York Bravehearts, they've allowed 5. And so it's plus 11 to plus 6 here in this playoff run. And so it's a very, very interesting matchup here this afternoon.
Yeah, super interesting matchup. And most of the games for Chicago Nation have been a little bit low scoring, but then as you mentioned, the New York Shockers game in the last round, 5-4. A couple goal scorers with Chicago, as Hingowitz had 2 in that one. And then also New York Bravehearts also had a shootout. That was Fall River in 2 previous rounds where they won 5-2. So both of these teams can win in various different ways. And I think it's going to be a heavyweight match that might go the distance, as both of these two teams greatly coached, great offenses, great defenses. It's going to be awesome to see.
That's right. Coming up next here, the kickoff. You're watching Chicago Nation, New York Bravehearts, the UPSL quarterfinal. A chance to punch your ticket into a national semifinal in just 2 weeks. That's all coming up after this.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs.
From high-quality production to exceptional coverage,
We ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today
call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast.
and let NSN bring the action to life like never before. Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics.
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play,
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
call 586-304-4405
And start watching today.
Soccer fans, the National Soccer Network is now streaming live on Roku.
All for packages starting at just $2.99.
Don't miss a moment of the action.
National Soccer Network on Roku.
Every goal, every save, every moment.
Game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics.
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play,
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
call 586-304-4405
And start watching today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time.
Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages.
Add 30-second or...
Welcome back here. The home of the Vikings at Cleveland State University with the Cleveland cityscape off in the background as the teams make their way out here onto the pitch. Jonathan Turner alongside Ryan Glinsky on this Saturday evening as these two teams get ready to face off for a chance to play in a national semifinal here in Irvine, California in just 2 weeks. Let's take a look here at the starting lineups. We'll start with the visitors in the New York Bravehearts. They're playing a 4-3-3 this afternoon. Giovanni Cruz makes his way between the pipes. You've got the 4 of Heaney, Balian, Sluz, and Partey, Charles, Bedoya, and Pernilli in the midfield, and Dembele, Cook, and Soto Gonzalez up top. Take a look now here at Chicago Nation. You got Stefani once again behind, in the back as the goalkeeper. Flores, Lebovic, McNamara, and Glorioso in that back 4. Roper, Pitlick, Klavjan, Hikowitz, as well as Alami and Marquez all up top, and another really good lineup. They are missing Skachenko here in this game today. Skachenko did not make his way here, so it is a hole. But as Garrett Hayward would say, they will have to find a way to use other resources in this game as they get ready to battle out here. 80 degrees, storms are in the forecast, and It was storming here a little earlier this afternoon as we got ready for this matchup, so that's what kind of made the delay and what created the delay. As we'll take a look here at the UPSL bracket. Let's take a look at this on your screen. This is where everything stands right now. You've got a lot of things, a lot of games already have happened, but up there on the right side of your screen, Chicago Nation, New York Braveheart. Remember, they beat the Shockers to get here last week, and then you saw Braveheart beating Lynchburg. They did that by a score of 3-1. So that is how they got here. Another game happening right now in the UPS. So let's take a look at that one. It's playing right now, I believe, out on the West Coast. LA-10 Football Club taking on Deportivo Rose City. That game currently 1-0 in favor of LA-10. If they win that game, they're not going to have to go too far since this game is taking place in LA. But it is 1-0 in the 26th minute. So we'll keep an eye on that game throughout much of this match as we'll get back here out to Cleveland State and home of the Vikings as Chicago Nation makes their way out on the pitch. They are going to be in their all-white kits here this afternoon, and the red and white kits will be that of the Bravehearts. And Ryan here, what can we expect from this matchup today?
Both of these teams are going to compete. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Typically, when you have fantastic offenses and fantastic defenses, I think sometimes, and especially being right outside into the national setup here in the Elite Eight, quote-unquote, that you're going to see sometimes it being a little tight, being a little bit scared to kind of go forward and make some of those mistakes. So it could be a stalemate in the first half or so, and then as the game goes on, it'll start to open things up. But I think to start this game, it's going to be a little bit slow. Both these teams don't want to make an early mistake and get behind early. So I think it's just going to be slow to start, and then we'll see it ramp up towards the end as teams try to grab the winner.
No doubt about that. Again, moments away from getting this game underway. Jonathan Turner alongside Ryan Glinsky. You're watching the UPSL Elite Eight, the quarterfinal matchups, as Ryan has put it so eloquently here a moment ago. We're happy to bring you this coverage again live from Cleveland State University here in downtown Cleveland. Just off to your right in the distance is the home of the Cleveland Browns and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Off to your left, behind all those beautiful is the home of none other than now it's the Cleveland Guardians, no longer the Indians.
Yeah, I even got a chance to visit Cleveland on Tuesday, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Brown Stadium.
And here we go, officially underway, this Elite Eight matchup here in this East region. Officially underway. Again, New York Bravehearts in their red and white and black kits going left to right on your screen, and Chicago Nation in their all white with blue and red trim going right to left. Appreciate you tuning in here on this Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff here in Cleveland, Ohio. Long ball over the top of that back line and good defensive work, and it's played into McNamara, and he'll clear it up towards midfield. And that's Carlos Puig. Plays it all the way back now, and the Bravehearts will start with it right around midfield. That's Jordan Balon. He'll look to drive one. And that's a good ball. Flag stays down. The flag does go up. Ball is intended for Harry Cook. First offside of the game, as we'll see Tristan Stefani put this one back in play for Nation. We can see your comments here tonight on YouTube, so let us know where you're watching, who you're rooting for here. Exchange, but down goes Hickowitz, and we'll have a free kick here.
Yeah, a little bit of a late leg in there by Carlos, and just kind of tripped him up there on Hinkowitz. Hinkowitz probably took a cleat in there as well to the shin. So that one might sting a little bit, but a great opportunity for Chicago early with their first opportunity of the game with a nice little free kick. And we see that Flores and Hinkowitz are around the ball, so we don't quite know what we'll see who will be taking it, but I would imagine Hinkowitz will bring it in as he has a right foot on this left side to swing it in.
So as Flores stands over this along with Hickowitz. Flores will send it in. A nice little curling ball off the post and in the third minute, off the head of Matt McNamara. Chicago Nation up 1-0.
The defender McNamara in there. He was unmarked. That's a fantastic ball from Flores. I said I thought it would be Hinkowitz, but it was Flores in the end. A fantastic ball, and he was completely unmarked. Two New York players actually picked up Marquez on Chicago in the box, two of them, and that left McNamara the odd man out. A free header, and what a start for Chicago, and they've got to be loving it in just the first 3 minutes.
Getting on the end of that one is Matt McNamara, and again, couldn't have asked for a better start here for Chicago Nation. A beautiful curling ball in from Michael Flores and off the head of McNamara. Again, you just couldn't have asked for a better ball and a better finish off the post and into the back of the net. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and it's a center back, too, who typically doesn't score a ton of goals throughout the season. Usually it's all the forwards and midfielders that have been scoring all the goals for Chicago. But the defender, McNamara, gets a little bit of love and takes advantage of the most of his opportunity.
So Cruz finding Bale on. He'll look to send one up this near side. That's Dembele. He'll try and track it down, and it just goes over the end line and out of play. Random Aussie says, hello, Mr. Turner. And Preston Haywood says, wow, let's go Chicago.
A lot of Chicago love in the chat early. Hopefully we can see some New York Braveheart fans trickle in.
You know, we know this about Chicago Nation. They've got almost 50,000, if not over 50,000 Instagram followers as of this moment. They are one of the more, I would say, fan-friendly teams across the country. They show up well wherever they go. Had a chance to call, I would say, at least 20 Chicago Nation games here over the last couple of years. Abdou Turin saying from Algeria, guys watching literally. So is this ball being thrown in on the near side?
I will say for Chicago Nation, I do like is that the American flag on their sleeves there? One side's red, one side's blue.
The Chicago flag is actually what's on there.
Oh, it's the Chicago flag.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Cool design nonetheless.
It is a very cool design as Stefani plays it right up the middle, and that was Klabjan, and pushes it out wide to the goal scorer in McNamara. Good ball up that far side, and good combination play here from Nation. Hinkowitz looking to maybe get it back. Look at this, into space, but Cruz comes out and gets there before Hinkowitz.
Yeah, doing a little bit of research as well. That's McNamara's first goal of the season. What a time to get it.
It's McNamara. Get the ball back.
Yeah, one thing you want to do now if you're Chicago, you got the early goal, and it came off a set piece against the run of play. You want to make sure that you're not too high off of that, and you don't want to make a couple of mistakes, get too comfortable. But you also don't want to just sit back the rest of the 90 minutes and just sit back and allow New York to come at you and score some goals. Kind of like the U.S. in the Gold Cup, where they scored an early goal like that and kind of allowed Mexico to just come at them for the next 90 minutes. You want to make sure you're still on the attack if you're Chicago.
So flag goes up. Let's take another look at this goal here back again in the third minute. You just can't say enough about this ball. This service coming in from Flores is just a thing of beauty. And again, you just can't say enough about that finish from McNamara. And what better time is look at this ball now is Dembele. Look at this. Physical play. Dembele on his left foot and pushed aside by Stefani.
Wow. What an opportunity. I think Dembele may have gotten away with a little bit of a nudge in the back. He may have, but I would have liked him to take it on his right foot there. Instead, cuts it in. Makes it a little bit difficult, but nonetheless, a fantastic save from Stefani. I said I thought it would be a little bit of a slow game, but that is not the case. Both of these teams are going after it, end-to-end stuff, and this will be the first corner of the game. Or excuse me, second corner. My apologies.
Ball comes in now. Curving ball punched away by Stefani and settled down here on the near side. It was Lamy. This ball will actually stay in and on the pitch. Just kidding. This ball will roll out.
Took a weird spin there, but eventually it went out and out for a Chicago goal kick.
These two teams have combined for 101 goals through 30 games. Look at this, almost giveaway. Oh, that's well done. And good recovery there by Chicago Nation.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster. I believe it was Klabjan for Chicago that had the missed touch. It looks like it may have rolled off his arm as well into the path of Dembele.
Perinelli. Pushed out wide. Losing the ball, and now here comes Chicago Nation on the move. Now the referee will have a word here.
Yeah, just clipped him through the back of the leg there. I believe it was Gonzalez on them that nicked him.
Taking a look here at what's going on right now in L.A. Dembele. Good ball. Pushed out wide. Haney. Good move. Now he'll curl one back towards back post, and that's cleared aside. He'll get it back. Make his way towards the 18, and good defensive work. This one might go out, and it does. Phil Haney says, come on, Bravehearts from Ireland, so.
It's our first Braveheart love in the chat. But yeah, Braveheart's a little bit of a better response after giving up that early goal. Had a couple of corners, a couple of good opportunities as Dembele missed the massive one. That's the one that's clearing out the most. It looks like we're going to switch the balls. Bedoya did not like the first one.
So this ball will be sent in by Bedoya. Look at that. Weight was loose through the 6. Out comes Stefani to punch it away. Dembele was there. Trying to force that one through is Roper. A little more patience, I believe, is this ball looking for Bedoya. Out of play it will go.
Yeah, a couple times New York is trying to get their wingers out in space on the outside, and they've crossed a couple of balls in. That last corner, a little bit worrisome if you're Chicago, as the ball just bounced through 4 or 5 white shirts before it got to a Braveheart in the box. So a little bit cleaner marking up on those set pieces.
Ooh, down went Alamy, and the ball was pushed out to that far side. It was Klabjan. So now Bedoya will get it here right at midfield.
Both of these teams going into the game a little bit more controlled on the ball, stringing together a couple of passes. So in the first 12 minutes, they're really getting into it.
I know, but I need to have Bianca out there and tell it. I can't take their Perinelli out wide. The work around this back line. The Bravehearts find themselves down 1-0 off a third-minute McNamara header to the back of the net as this ball's played in. And Stefani there inside the 6.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times already for the Bravehearts is they've gotten the ball on that right side and have been crossing them in. So that's the game plan in the first 15 minutes or so for the Bravehearts.
Dembele try and take on not one, not two, but three defenders, and Almy is there. No foul. That looked like it might have been a foul. That might have been looking back at that previous play where Dembele had that breakaway, maybe the referee was making up for that. No call.
Yeah, but Dembele definitely got a tug on the back there.
Haney looking for Dembele, and Lavovich is there. Knocked that one out of play. Settled down by Perinelli. Trying to loft one in, and that was cleared away. Zalamy all the way back. Now Bedoya. Kind of bottled in over there, the ball. I think a free kick has been called instead. Not quite sure what took place there to give a free kick to Chicago Nation, but nonetheless, we're back underway. Flores, he'll play it inside. Good little give and go. Hey, oh, that's a foul. Might even see a yellow card as the referee now will absolutely pull the card out. It was Hickowitz.
Yeah, lovely little build-up already from Chicago. Kind of just left a foot out there, and Puig is going to get carded with that. I think that's kind of the message from the referee saying enough's enough so far. We've seen a couple of fouls like that early on, and now he's just kind of giving the teams a warning here where if you keep that up, where I'm going to start carding you. Because he's gotten away from a couple fouls could have had been called, a little bit inconsistency to start, but I think that yellow card is to simply settle things down.
So Flores with the left foot again, sends it toward the 18. It was inside, and all by himself was McNamara. Hungry for another. Dembele. Again, drawing not one, but two defenders. Ball over the top. Now Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez just runs out of real estate.
Yeah, McNamara might be telling the coach, I might want to be a striker here. He said he had scored the goal, the opening goal, and then that opportunity in the box. Didn't take the most of it. But so far in New York, there's been two set pieces that they've had to defend. They gave up a goal on one of them, and then McNamara was free. Did not get punished in the end, but they've got to be a little bit cleaner on that. And I've seen with the last couple of set pieces from Chicago is that they almost sort of set a pick to free someone up.
Good ball into Perinelli. Right in towards the penalty spot, but that's cleared away. Settle down. Cook. Nobody there for the Bravehearts, and now Hickowitz. Marquise out to Alamy. A little more patience here now as Flores looking to switch the point of attack to that far side. He'll send it into the bench of the Bravehearts. Good work as Pugh sends one across the 18. Nobody there once again for the Bravehearts. Soto Gonzalez was the closest player.
Well, once again, we see New York building up on that right side. We've seen Heaney come in on that right side as well, getting up and down the field, kind of from like a midfield-ish role, adding an extra number in the midfield and those overlapping runs. But, yeah, that's exactly how New York has been wanting to attack, is on that right side. So Chicago will be a little bit careful on that left side to make sure you don't leave anyone stranded out there.
So far in the early going of this game, really much of what New York has created is fizzled out in the attacking third.
Yeah, outside of that free kick goal, they have not had any other chances in on net.
Looking to go over the top, looking for Marquez, and this is cleared out of play, and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, this is the first real sustained possession for Chicago. A good sight to see, as it's really been New York dominating the ball, getting the better of chances. And can Chicago do anything with this amount of time on the ball? And maybe create another chance as well. They haven't had many, only the one, and that was the goal. Just like to see a little bit more consistency from Chicago Nation.
Good work. Alamy inside, looking for Marquez. Now Hickowicz, he'll fire one right at the goalkeeper, and Cruz caught him off guard how it came through traffic.
Yeah, good opportunity. That was kind of built a little bit of a triangle there on the left side from Chicago, and it trickled its way into the box, and a great opportunity. But again, they're keeping hold of the ball here, Chicago. That's nice to see, as they haven't had too much time on the ball until this last couple of minutes. But can they make that count and make it 2-0 here in just the first half and really put it on New York?
Good work by Perinelli.
I think there's a little bit of there would be a foul. Ref not playing advantage.
Not much of an advantage in your defensive side of the field, but sometimes if you have the momentum, you're going forward, they'll give that to you. But if your back's to goal, chances are they'll stop it or let you restart.
I think for the Bravehearts, they like that too, is kind of calm things down a little bit. Chicago's enjoyed the majority of the ball for the last couple of minutes.
Dembele likes to take a shot. Look at that, and pushed up and over the crossbar. That shot from almost 35 yards out, almost bending upper 90. And Stefani with a fantastic save.
Yeah, that deflection off of Pitlick there from Chicago really altered the shot. And it looked like even without that deflection, it was going to be a routine save or a little bit out or gone a little bit wide. But that deflection altered it, made it harder for Stefani. But in the end, an incredible save to keep their lead 1-0.
Wait for this one to come back in play off the corner. Stefani once again punches this aside. It's Hickowicz. Referee will blow the whistle as Carlos Pugh and Hickowicz get tied up.
Yeah, I thought if anything there may have been a foul on Pugh, and I thought he would have just raised his arms out for advantage, but I guess that was not the case. He hasn't signaled yet who will be taking the free kick by the judge of it. I would say the Bravehearts will be getting the free kick, but the referee has not pointed which way it's going to go, and I think Pugue is going to get looked at here from their trainer. But kind of just a collision there. I just didn't think there would be a foul there. A little bit inconsistency from the referee to start this one. But yeah, it will be a Braveheart free kick.
It looks as though Pugue maybe has a bloody nose.
Those always stink. Hate having bloody noses.
I wouldn't know, Ryan. I haven't had one since I was like 9.
I haven't had one in, I can't remember the last one, but I had them frequently. There was one time in a soccer game I did have one, playing at Oakland University in the dome there. I had one in the middle of the game, but I had a black jersey, so you couldn't see the red, but I had a little bit of blood on me. But I played through the whole time, so I guess I was okay.
Ball is sent in. It's going to actually hit off, I believe, the head of Lavovich and out for a corner. So didn't get enough of that ball to clear it away. Now I believe the 4th corner of the match coming up here now for the Bravehearts. Bedoya will slide over. He will end up taking this kick. A curling ball towards the back post and in! Jack Schloss has equalized here for New York in the 25th minute.
Who would have thought that the center backs would be scoring all the goals today? There's the second goal second goal of the game. This one by a center back again. But that is a great flick on header. But man, these teams, the set piece coaches they're making their money's worth today, as both goals coming off set pieces. New York has been the better team, I would say, in the first 25 minutes, and they deserve a goal, and they finally get it. Chicago's been letting them have, I believe that's 4 or 5 corners now. A couple of them have been dangerous, and the warning signs were there, and New York has finally capitalized it and leveled things up 1-1.
Officially in the 26th minute, we have passed the halfway point of this first half. It's 1-1 here in Cleveland. As Ryan had mentioned, both goals coming from center backs in this game. The first goal of the game coming from Matt McNamara in the 3rd minute. And then just a few moments ago, the equalizer from Jack Schloss for the Bravehearts. This game is all tied up 1 apiece.
Both of these teams have amazing offenses, and all their attacking players have scored plenty of goals this season, and I just did not expect both goals in this game to come from the center backs. But, the center backs do a ton of the dirty work, and it's nice to reward them every now and again.
Up towards midfield. It's Cook playing it inside. Perinelli, that's a switch to that far side, and good work by Glorioso. We'll see this thrown in by Godwin Partey. We were not given pronunciations for the Bravehearts prior to this game, so it could be Party, but I think it's Partey.
I would say it's Partey.
But tomato.
Yeah.
It's this ball up towards Cook, who loses the ball, and good work by Chicago Nation and Lavovich to hit it back.
Yeah, I would like to see Chicago really settle down a little bit more, get into this game, have more time on the ball.
Hickwitz was looking for Flores. Just played.
Cheap giveaway from Chicago. We've seen a couple of those so far. But again, just have Chicago settle down, string together a couple of stretches of passes. But New York has been the better team in the opening 28 minutes.
Ball makes its way out of play.
And who would have thought New York being the better team, knowing Chicago's experience and how many deep runs they've made, and New York trying to clinch their first ticket to the national stage, and they look composed, and not knowing who would be the new kid on the block, that New York would be the one looking a little bit more composed.
It's Cook. Gonzalez. Right back to Cook. Now Dembele. Heaney will track it down. Look to send one into the box. It's cleared away. Good switch, the point of attack. Beautiful evening this has turned out to be here in Cleveland. Storms have come and rolled through here today and throughout much of the Midwest. Long ball played on the back line, and Stefani will track it down. Let's take a look here at the current weather here in Cleveland. 80 degrees here. Feels like 86. That humidity is off to our right and to the north of this stadium. Lake Erie.
Yeah, something also worth noting is that Pugh came back onto the fields. They were down a man New York for a couple of minutes, and then Pugh came on. But he's come back on, recovered from his bloody nose. So now we're back to full strength.
Abovich lobs the ball over that back line. Hickowitz, good settle. On his left foot, this will now be poked away. What? And that's going to go out for a goal kick.
I thought you were about to say a corner. I thought it looked like I thought it was a corner.
We don't have a replay of it, but it looked like a corner to me. I don't know. Again, but hey, you know what? I'm not as close to the play as the center referee. We were actually more like 300 miles away from this game, so. All kidding aside. Pugh looks to send it up, and a ball to nowhere as it goes out of play and out for another goal kick. Tuning in and watching on the UPSL YouTube channel, let us know where you're watching, who you're rooting for. We can see all of your comments. Keep them clean, obviously. Yes. Right? But we've seen, obviously, Abdu Turin. We've seen Samuel Marchi. Filippini all the way from Ireland. Preston Hayward, who's, I believe, is from the Chicagoland area. The Chicago Nation has been here before. They have been to 2 national championships in the past. They have fallen short. They won in a third-place game here back in 2023. Happened to be out there in Leesburg, Virginia, calling that national third-place game as well as the national championship. PSL, is the largest men's amateur pre-professional league in the country, 400 teams strong.
Yeah, Daniel Bedoya on the ground there for New York. Looks like he took a cleat to the ankle. Those never feel good. No cards were given out.
Especially when you're walking through the supermarket, you get hit by the cleat in the ankle. That's like the worst too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Go down like a ton of bricks as Bedoya will play this inside, looking for Gonzalez, and a long ball sent over the head of Glorioso, and this last touched off of the Bravehearts prior to going out.
Yeah, I thought that was a cleanly off New York and should have been a Chicago throw-in. Don't know what the commotion was on that far side. But we also thought the corner should have been a couple minutes ago should have been a Chicago corner, which it wasn't. So we don't really know exactly what's going on out there sometimes.
Thought maybe there's a shove there for a moment. Now Glorioso will play it back, and now Roper They'll go down right at midfield, but the referee will say that's clean. And now here come the Bravehearts. 1-1 ball game here in the 33rd minute. Player is down. Well, the Bravehearts believe that. Perinelli.
So I think what the commotion is about is Pugh quickly ran over to the fourth official, frustrated and furious, and Perinelli talking to the center officials got to be even taken away a little bit by his teammates. They're saying that he took an elbow to the face after the fact. Even some of the coaching staff agrees. So a little bit maybe of a dirty play from a Chicago player, but again, that was off camera, off screen, so didn't exactly get to see what was out there. But by the looks of it, he took an elbow based on what the players were saying, because that commotion was quickly by the players. Puig completely got up, checked his player, and ran to the official to tell him what happened, and Perinelli got up and showed that motion. So the referees are discussing with the captains, Labovich and Bedoya, to see what all the fuss was about.
Trying to get this game under control. Not that the game's out of control, but again, a lot on the line here today. You're talking about a chance to play in a national final. There's money on the line here, right, for both these teams. Want to make your way to Irvine, California, where I had a chance to call a national championship and Final Four here just a year ago.
How nice was it out there?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I cannot complain. It rained a lot more than it was supposed to, but that was also during their winter time. I was there during February, so that was the fall finals that I was there for. It was nice to have a chance to do back-to-back, so I did the 2023 spring national championship, and then we had the 2024 fall national. I think it's a fall. It's a lot. There's a lot of games in there, so
all kind of blurs in together.
We have to get this thing back underway. The referee will have a few words here with the goal scorer and the goalkeeper and Cruz. Doesn't seem very happy.
Yeah, I think what it is that elbow, and I don't think we have a replay of it or anything like that because it was off screen. But definitely something happened, and that Chicago player, if it did indeed happen, got away with it. If this was a massive European game, they would have had VAR, and they would have probably checked for it. And could have been a sending off, but in the end, that's not the case. We're still at full strength. I didn't see any cards given out. And we're back.
Officially back underway here. You're going to see some stoppage time for sure here as we're in the 37th minute. Labovich. Bobjan plays inside. Roper with a rope out wide. Ball goes out of play.
Yeah, if I was Chicago and they're kind of setting up for it, is keep the Bravehearts contained here, press them up high up the fields. Haven't seen the Bravehearts under too much pressure, so I don't exactly know how they'll react to all that pressure, but they get out of it pretty cleanly. Maybe generate an attack for the Bravehearts, and we'll have another foul, and that's going against the Bravehearts.
This is Glorioso. One slow to get up.
Yeah, I think just he's down on the ground a little bit longer than some Chicago fans would like. But it's been a little bit chippy. We've only seen one yellow card dished out. So maybe the referee may have to get the game a little bit under control, or just maybe wait till halftime and let things settle down. But we have seen, it's been very chippy out there. We've seen a lot of tackles coming in and out. The trainer's been working overtime. She's been out on the field a handful of times.
Come on, Nation, let's go. Get that goal.
We obviously have 2 goals in this game. Let's take a look at the goal that just got equalized here back in the 25th minute. Coming off a corner, a beautiful save. Just kidding. But a beautiful save from Stefani, which sent that one over the crossbar, and then it led to this flick of the back of the head, off of the head of Sluss, and into the goal it went. And that was the equalizer here for the Bravehearts. It's 1-1. Flores towards the 18 is Pitlick. All right back, and Abovich. Look around that back line. Had a chance again to talk with the head coach, Garrett Hayward, today about, missing Tkachenko, who's had a phenomenal season, scoring a bulk of the goals here for Chicago Nation this year. Him not making the trip. This ball is played up over McNamara. It might make its way out. It does. And might have made its way over the fence and down downtown Cleveland. But just how important is it when you have a really good player like Tkachenko, who is a game changer? There's no doubt about that. And it's very common for teams to be very reliant on a player like Tkachenko to do a lot of work, and obviously he draws a lot of attention. And so a lot of times what ended up happening is you might actually find yourself playing better without a player like Tkachenko as a team when he's not on the field, and that's what Garrett Hayward was talking about today, is even though Tkachenko is a phenomenal player and a huge part of this run and a huge part of this team, can sometimes make the team a little off balance when it comes to consistency, maybe continuity as a team. Ball given away. Heaney. Well, that's a great turn by Bedoya now. Bedoya on his left foot. He looked across it. Was looking for Soto Gonzalez, and good work to get in front of that ball. Chicago Nation now on the move. Now another.
Yeah, I thought the referee was going to play advantage, but going back to that last opportunity for New York, a cheap giveaway from Chicago and Flores, and Bedoya, phenomenal little bit of skill looking for that back post. And a lot of those crosses, a lot of New York's chances have come from that right side, a lot of crosses in. They scored off a cross from the left side on that corner there, but that's how New York has been attacking Chicago all night long, is driving on that right side and whipping a ball in. But they have not scored from that, from those sides.
Giving right back to the Bravehearts. Good work as Perinelli. He has Cook. Perinelli goes down, and now a free kick coming up here for the Bravehearts. Klavjan was there, and it looks like we're going to see a yellow card to Klavjan. It looked as though Perinelli might have gotten the yellow card maybe for dissent, but it ends up going to Klavjan.
Yeah, Perinelli's been, ever since the incident with possibly hit the elbow to the face, he's been in the referee's ears, and maybe eventually, maybe he's on his last warning about dissent. But Perinelli has been in the referee's ear all game long, and eventually he might get a card for dissent, so he's got to be a little bit careful. And if you're New York, you may have to talk to Perinelli at the halftime about it.
Ball is sent in off the head of Cook and over the bar.
Yeah, another great opportunity, again from a set piece. as Dembele runs over it. Bedoya, good ball in. Cook, he's left unmarked. Both of these teams have struggled defending the set pieces all game long. I'm sure that will be a point of emphasis in just a couple of minutes when they get into the halftime break. But they've got to be better at checking marking up and checking those runs in.
44th minute. Just a minute and a half or so until we hit stoppage time, which I assume we'll see at least 3 or 4 minutes. They've had a significant amount of stoppages here in this first half. And you are watching the UPSL East Region quarterfinal, Elite Eight. A chance for both these teams to punch their ticket into the national finals weekend here 2 weeks from yesterday. Down in Irvine, California. I don't say down, but over in Irvine, California. Tristan Stefani. That's the play, it's short. He's going to go through that gap and intercepted. Bravehearts have the ball. And last touched, I'm going to say off of the Bravehearts and out of play, it will go.
Yeah, we're reaching right around the stoppage time. I'm sure some of these teams might not be going fully for it to end this first half, to get into halftime and make a couple of adjustments. But, you know, being a game away from the national level, national finals, it's got to be a little bit more pressure than you think of maybe getting into the national finals into the next round. But because you're so close and you want to say that you've been to the national finals and your club has, and as you mentioned, there's more money getting into the national finals. So much pressure is on this game, you know, compared to most likely the next round, which is kind of ironic to think about it.
Ball makes its way out of play on this near side. So officially in stoppage time. They're not giving an official word, but my guess will be 4 minutes as down goes Carlos Pugh, taken down by Flores. No yellow card needed there as Bedoya will put this one back in play. He'll play it short. He'll get it back. Now Pugh, he'll look to send one in, and Stefani off his line. Comes out and makes the catch. Gotta wonder why, especially in this game so far where both teams have struggled on set pieces in their own box. We've seen 2 goals coming in off set pieces, one a corner, one an in-swinger from out wide. The player down on that far side, looks like Marquez. But you gotta ask yourself, why play short there? Why not send that ball in the box and just see? You know, I think we are so, as a soccer nation, we are so conflicted right now about how to play this game. You know, it's like sometimes, again, it's one of those things, right? It's just keep it simple, right? And there's an acronym my coach growing up always used to say, it was called KISS. Just keep it simple, stupid, is what he would say to us. But it's like the simplest answer is oftentimes the easiest one. And why not just send that ball in the box and just see what happens? Again, I know you got a good goalkeeper in Stefani. He's going to come off his line. But if you put that ball in the right place, and I believe Bedoya has that capability, finding the head of Harry Cook, who we just saw put one over the bar here a minute ago. We saw that Jack Sluss, he can get on the end of one, right? So why not just send it in and just create some havoc in there instead of playing it short, which you never got a chance on goal at all at that point. And now this ball's played in the box. Ball's off the face of Stefani. And look at that, in the faces, Perinelli and Stefani.
Yeah, I think what Stefani was a little frustrated about is maybe Perinelli left his leg out a little bit, clipped him. Stefani didn't end up falling, but this game has been super chippy. Everyone's been in and after each other.
We're going to say it was offside, so that didn't even count.
But to go back to your other point of keeping it simple, I think the crossing the ball into the box would have been the better answer on that attack because, again, you didn't even get a shot on net.
Look at this. Is looking for Alamy looking for Marquez. Crossing in now in the 4th minute here of stoppage time. Might as well be 0-0. We're tied at 1 apiece. Pitlick up the near side. Hickowitz. Floors the overlapping run. Now ball played inside. Now Alamy. Alamy into the 18. On his left foot. Sends it across. That's headed away. Don't know why you're not taking the shot there. Alamy had the look.
Yeah, I think he had the shot opportunity right there and then just kept dribbling. But then sometimes, as you're kind of talking about with our nation being conflicted on how to play, sometimes we fall in love of kind of the way Spain used to play where, death by 1,000 passes and making it look a little pretty and adding those extra passes. But sometimes you just got to let it rip and see what happens. And that's a missed opportunity from Alamy in Chicago.
So Flores with the left boot sent into the box. And now a shoving match inside the 6. Down goes, I believe it was Pitlick.
Man, has this been a chippy game.
Take another look at this one. Your camera might have fallen asleep there for a moment, but we have 2 players down. Pitlick.
I think it was Partey as well.
Yeah, it was. I think we're going to see this one again. You're not sure, again, what happened. Both players going down. I think the referee blew the whistle before the actual kick took place.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in a corner, they're fighting for position. There may have been a shoving match. And, yeah, I think that's what that was, is the referee blew the whistle dead before that to calm everyone down. But the cross already went in, and Flores was a little bit too late to react to that. But, man, has this been a chippy game.
Ball comes in, headed away, and the referee will blow the halftime whistle, and we've got a ball game here in Cleveland. Cleveland is known more than just baseball and basketball. They're known for good soccer. The Cleveland State Vikings have had a run of their own. You're watching the UPSL National Quarterfinal matchup. Chicago Nation, New York Bravehearts are all tied up at 1 apiece. 45 minutes down. 45 minutes to go to decide who will move on to a national final weekend in just 2 weeks. Will it be Chicago Nation for the 3rd time? Will it be the Bravehearts for the 1st? We'll find out after this. From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wenger bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.
Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins MLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics,
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
whether it's a championship win or a legendary play.
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
And start watching today.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Accelerate your soccer journey this summer at Oakland University.
From June 30th to July 31st, players will have the incredible opportunity to refine their skills under the guidance of Oakland University soccer coaches.
Train at world-class facilities while gaining insight into life in a collegiate environment.
These camps cater to a range of skill sets and ages, from youth programs to the Elite ID program,
Ensuring participants are surrounded by peers who challenge and inspire. As one of the premier soccer institutions in the Horizon League, Oakland University Soccer Program offers an unparalleled environment for growth and development.
Don't miss your chance.
Register now at OaklandBoysSoccerCamps.com.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time.
Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages.
Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today. Chaos FC is a soccer club in Macomb County, Michigan.
Dedicated to player development through professional training.
Our mission is to offer a safe, positive environment that nurtures youth talent.
We aim to help players reach their full potential and compete at high levels in MYSL, MSP, SP, and MRL.
We provide equal opportunities for all players to develop skills, knowledge, and appreciation for soccer through top-tier training and positive coaching.
Our goal is to help players grow as individuals, promoting life skills such as sportsmanship, teamwork, goal setting, and fair play.
Learn more today by visiting chaosfc.us. If you are interested in participating in a sport that requires skill, fitness, strategic thinking, and team play, soccer offers opportunities at various levels to improve fitness and coordination.
Whether you prefer casual participation, competitive play, or joining a futsal league,
Our organization provides a welcoming environment to learn new skills and meet new people.
register today for the Macomb Soccer Summer Camp from July 14th to 18th.
The camp will be led by Kansas City's professional players James Togba and Mike De Silva,
It is open to boys and girls aged 6 through 16.
with an early bird registration fee of $175.
If registered by July 7th.
Gain knowledge from professionals in an engaging and competitive setting. For further information, visit mrsl.us.
A beautiful look downtown Cleveland as we are here at the halftime break. Chicago Nation and New York Bravehearts SC both right now in a battle for a chance to move on to a national final weekend here in just 2 weeks. Bring you into our press box here in Detroit, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. Jonathan Turner alongside Ryan Glinsky, and we got a game. You know, I don't know if I had to say agreed with you when you said, hey, this is going to be a low-scoring affair when two teams have combined for over 100 goals throughout the course of their entire season. But here we are. It's halftime, and it's 1-1 here in Cleveland State. And it started off with a third-minute goal from, an unlikely person in McNamara getting it off the head, putting it in the back of the net. And then we saw another center back in the 25th minute. What'd he do? Off his head on a flick from Bedoya into the back of the net. So it's 1-1 here at the half. And let's take a look at some of the first half highlights, Ryan, as we talk through here, what actually happened here in this first half. Again, it started here in the third minute. Chicago Nation, break this one down.
Yeah, it seems like there was a little bit of pick on that far side, and that freed up McNamara for a free header, and he was able to put it in, and immediately Chicago was on the board first, and what a way to get your first goal of the season as well. What great timing.
And then look at this, is an unlikely shot from distance, but look at this, Dembele and Stefani makes a fantastic save, and then here just a few minutes later, Bedoya in the 25th minute, a flick off the head of Sloss.
Yeah, Sloss got in front of Klobjan that time and just flicked it over, and he's going to win that every single time. And then this is one of the very many times we've seen the players get in at each other. And then here's another one. It's been very chippy. Both of these teams want a spot in the national finals. And, you can't win being nice, so you may have to get into the face of the other team. And that's what both teams have done so far.
No question about that. We'll be back here for the second half here on the other side of this break. Again, the national quarterfinal matchup between Chicago Nation and New York Bravehearts coming up.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs.
From high-quality production to exceptional coverage,
We ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today
call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast.
and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wenger bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins MLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
And we are just moments away from the start of this second half. Jonathan Turner alongside Ryan Glinsky here in Cleveland State University.
Yeah, fantastic first half. We're in for a thrilling one. And hopefully we see the attackers start finding a little bit of a rhythm and scoring some goals, as the center back McNamara and Slice got the goals in the end. But set pieces have been the theme so far, as both goals have come off set pieces. Can there be a little bit more consistency in the run of play? And New York was the better team in that first half, I would say, with building the ball, better chances, more corners, more shots on target. Favored New York, and possession favored them as well. But for Chicago, they need to settle down a little bit more, as outside of that, the goal in the first couple of minutes by McNamara, they didn't really have a ton more chances and didn't really pose any threats on goal to New York Bravehearts. So I'm sure that would be the message from Hayward in the halftime. But another message I would say from both teams is settle down. Don't get any silly fouls or any yellow cards, and possibly even a red card, as that was a very chippy first half, and hopefully they can calm themselves down.
Back underway here, second half action from Cleveland State University. Chicago Nation in their all white and blue and red trim kits, going left to right on your screen now, and the Bravehearts in their red, white, and black kits now going right to left. Again, alongside my broadcast partner Ryan Glinsky, I'm Jonathan Turner. Happy to have you for this UPSL quarterfinal matchup. Elite Eight, a chance for both teams to punch their ticket to a national finals weekend in Irvine, California. This ball is played up deep, and it might make its way out. It does, and out for a corner kick.
So Chicago started the first half on the front foot, and they grabbed a goal in the first 3 minutes. I wonder if they'll end up doing that the same here in the second half, of grabbing an early goal and taking the lead, but they're taking their time on taking this corner. But in that first half, New York was definitely the better team in terms of the chances and possessing the ball. Chicago needs to settle down a little bit more, grow more into the game, and string together a handful of passes.
This ball comes in and up. Making the grab is Cruz. Cruises his way through to that catch, and he'll roll it out here and play it short. Up that far side. Almost given back to Chicago Nation. Bedoya. Look at this ball make its way almost towards Cook, and now Klavjan On the move now. Hickowitz. He'll make his way. Shot fired and in! Just like that, in the 3rd minute of the second half, Chicago Nation have taken the lead.
Hinkowitz, he scored 2 goals in the last game, and now he's got one here. This goal just kind of came out of nowhere. He was just running, dribbling past a couple defenders casually, it seemed like. No one was picking him up, and he just slots it in. So the way the first half started for Chicago starts the same exact way in the second half. But now can Chicago settle down, take control of this game, or will New York respond the way they did in that first half?
A very unlikely scenario where you see, again, just how that was building up. It just seems so casual in its buildup. And Hickowitz, nothing about this goal is casual at all, but slots one past Cruz, caught him on his heels.
Yeah, Cruz I think he wanted to get his left leg over there to block it. But he got caught there and was unable to in the end. But for Chicago, great sign again. The way they start these halves, and I think we're going to see potentially a card given out to a coach. Yes, it will be on New York.
So a yellow card was just issued to the bench for New York Bravehearts. The ball slotted back. Just like in the first half, 3 minutes in to this second half, Chicago Nation have taken the lead. Ball given right back. Gonzalez. And Belly. Now Cook on his right foot. He'll put it right back in the middle of the park, but it makes its way to Partey. Ooh, that one's deflected on its way toward goal, and Stefani will take his time. Tom McNamara cheering for Chicago Nation, and Matt from Lima, Ohio. Is it Lima or Lima?
Lima.
Is Lima? Okay, I'm making sure. I know it's one of those words, it's like the English language. You just don't know how a word is supposed to sound because you can spell it the same word several different ways, and they all have different pronunciations. Ever watch that TikTok? There's a guy on TikTok that always kind of shows like how words are spelled and how they sound.
Yes.
As this ball is played up.
Yeah, I've watched one on just Michigan where Gratiot Road doesn't look like it should be pronounced Gratiot, and he says he plays the role of what someone not from Michigan would pronounce it, and it sounds right. It should be that one, but it's not. But he does it for all of them, even Mackinac. Some people might say Mackinac.
Yeah.
But it's Mackinac. So just weird how the language works and how we name cities. Maybe we should be better on that.
It's a ball out of play. Thrown right back in, and all the way back it will go. Ball makes its way out of play on this near side. Ever wondered how we do this? We're going to show you right now. This is how we call a game here from our studios here in Michigan, and is remotely calling a game as we'll bring it back out now, out to Cleveland. And ever wondered how it's done? This is a behind-the-scenes look. Why not, right? As we get a chance to watch this game, very much like you are at home watching the game, and the ability for us to be in multiple places at one time. Over the course of the last 2 months, we've produced over 1,000 games out of our studios here in Michigan. Ball tracked back, and Sloss will play it up that far side. That's Bale on, and they'll hang on to it right around midfield.
That'd be a cool TikTok of how remote soccer broadcasts have been done. That'd be a cool one. little bit cool. Maybe not as funny as word and city pronunciations, but I'm sure I would find it interesting, that's for sure, and I'm sure a handful of others would find it interesting.
Absolutely, as Braveheart's trying to find an answer to that 48th minute goal. Scored by Hickowitz. Pugh. Nice exchange. Bedoya. Gonzalez. He'll take a shot that goes up and into the pines, off in the distance.
Yeah, nice little response here from New York is they're taking the ball on the left side, which they typically haven't done today. They've usually been going from the right side, but it's a good opportunity from Gonzalez. He's a little bit frustrated with the end result, but again, New York has been the better team. They've had more opportunities than Chicago has, but that's not ultimately what matters. What matters is what's on the score sheet, and Chicago's leading that 2-1. And now we see the first goal kick from Stefani that's booted long. They've typically been building out of the back like probably 95% of the teams across the world have been doing. And we're going to get another foul here.
It is playoff time here around the amateur soccer space in this country. We've seen every league in this country, for the most part, in the middle of their playoffs, or if not, have already completed them. We've had a chance to be a part of many playoff games here over the last couple of weeks. And only a handful in this country have what the UPSL has and what they've been able to accomplish. And Lou and Fraser and the brass at the UPSL have done a fantastic job of really growing this league over the years. Something we've talked about quite a bit through our broadcast over the years has been about, you know, I think there's this conversation about what is bigger, better, right? Is, you know, what is the standard for which you should gauge a league, right? And we've been asked a lot over the years of all the leagues that are out there, you know, which one, you know, do they all compete? Are there similarities? You know, I think you could argue a lot of different things about leagues. I've called all of them. I've seen all of them up close and personal. I've called national championships for a bunch of them. So I can tell you that there are things that separate the leagues in how they are ran organizationally. There are talents that are played at every level that make these games more unique. As this ball is played in, look at this. Trying to get on the end of that one was Marquez. What separates this league is that this league tends to draw both the youth and the more experienced player. And so on any given day, you could have a player who's 17 or 18 years old playing against a player who's in their late 30s.
Wow.
And so that's a significant difference. You go into the other leagues, you're going to typically see players who are really kind of more at that, hey, we're 18 to 24, right? You might be within that realm, but you've got a really good mix. There was a player here a number of years ago that was part of a national championship run, Diamandi, who has just made their way to a professional contract overseas, and a lot of news about that. Coming out of the UPSL, had a breakout season back in 2023, ended up helping his team win a national championship. They were an unbelievable team back in 2023, and obviously as a part of that tournament run led him to being noticed, and now he's playing across the pond and overseas. So it's really cool. And this league, if you look at the Chicago Nation and the Bravehearts, again, it's a mix of youth, it's a mix of experienced, and players all in between. And if you want to make a long playoff run at this level, you've got to have players who don't play college soccer because they'll go back. You know, so you've got to find a way to have players who aren't currently playing college, players who are maybe their college isn't asking them to come back right now, or players who have graduated. So that is how you can find these deep playoff runs, and that's why Chicago Nation has had deep playoff runs over the years. Their makeup is made up of players who a good mix of youth but a good foundation of players who have graduated and who are now playing past those collegiate years.
Yeah, and I think you need some sort of experience to make deep runs. It's not always about the youth and the pizzazz that they bring in, and you know they might be a little bit more skillful, but some of that experience can help those younger players out. I think you need a good mix of that. And I know this isn't the mate, like not millions of people are watching these games, but if you're good enough, you're gonna get found by some bigger team or some bigger league, regardless of where you're playing at. And these players are treating it like someone's always watching them. Some major scout or coach is watching them, and they're always trying to impress whoever. And that's why they're going out there day in and day out of playing as hard as they can and as great as they can, and you will get rewarded that way. And these players have been phenomenal today on both sides, skillful and fast, and their soccer IQ. So both of these teams have great players that I'm sure can move up levels and play at very high levels in high leagues.
So we'll see a throw-in on that far side. If you are in the YouTube UPSL chat, let us know where you're watching, who you're rooting for. Might even get your name called during our broadcast. Alamy up that far side, draws the defender in Balon, and how to play it will go.
Yeah, and another conversation with Pugh and the referee.
If we still have that game out on the West Coast, I'm curious if that game has what the score is of that one. We'll put that button back up on your screen. It's currently, can't tell because our scoreboard is currently like right over the top of it. It's 3-0 in favor of LA-10. And hey, look at that. We got coaches yelling over there on that side as well. I think a red card was just shown to the coach. Talk about timing. So red card did come out, and we'll bring it back into Cleveland now as this ball on this near side now.
It's good to see the chippiness from all the games, because that just shows that they want it bad. They want to get to the next round and the next steps, and they care for it. That's great to see from all these teams and all these coaches, because it makes the game better as well too.
Flores with his left foot put it in towards Marquez. Cleared away.
That's a great sign from Chicago that, outside of their goals, they haven't had too many great chances, but they did there, and now we're going to have another foul.
So the referee had to bring that one back because the ball was still moving. Balon. Now Sloss.
Chicago has really gotten many bodies behind the ball. They have that 2-1 lead. Still a long ways to go in that game, but there are so many white shirts behind the ball. And that's not necessarily the way that I would want to defend a lead like that, is sit back even though you're leading. You still got a half hour to go. That's a long ways.
Into the 18, cleared away by Abovich. Passaic FC TV, hello from New Jersey, rooting for New York Bravehearts. Peter MNN says the weather is better at the other game. As Kaninda Robles says, come on guys, BH, standing for Bravehearts. They're rooting for number 47, so Bedoya has a fan group as this ball is played up over the top, looking for Gonzalez to hit off the head of Glorioso. Down by the end line, and this will last touch off of Glorioso and out for a corner kick here for the Bravehearts. Speaking of Bravehearts, one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm surprised it hasn't been mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
I was just thinking about that, but in the Braveheart, I mean, you can't think of Braveheart and not think of Mel Gibson in that movie. I mean, unbelievable movie. it actually has some nostalgia to it, because back in 1997, when I was making we were part of our state championship run, when we won it in 97, we actually watched Braveheart the night before our state championship game, which obviously led us to victory. So I'm not sure if the Bravehearts watched Braveheart last night or not, but maybe if they did. But I remember that moment, that team bonding, us coming together, eating candy and pizza, and sitting there watching that movie as this ball is played in off the corner deep, right back in the mix, though, and out of play it will go.
Yeah, eating pizza and candy, I'm sure, is a fantastic diet to eat a day before a state soccer game.
Absolutely it was. It absolutely was. This ball, again, looking at that replay. Well, I think the takeaway from that, though, is, again, obviously when you start talking about how important it is for a team from a cohesive standpoint to play together a lot, it's also to be together on and off the field, to have that bond. And that's probably something that you would think on some level might be missing from this type of an environment, as the referee being met there with some unhappiness from Pugh. Again, there's a lot that goes into this. I know that these teams might have traveled. Sometimes they'll travel separately. Others will travel together. And that traveling experience, again, keeps those teams and these players close-knit, close together, which helps them on the field. And so those moments, like watching a movie or having a team dinner, they can help teams absolutely in these long playoff runs, because, again, they feel that closeness, that bond.
Yeah, I think the off-the-field bonding team dinners are such a great thing to build team chemistry.
Marquez now on the ball. Top of the 18. Alamy. Give it right back to Marquez. Marquez sends it into the 18. Makes its way to Roper. He'll track it down. Now Flores. Already has an assist in this one. He'll send one in right towards that near post, and Cruz is there to pick it up.
Yeah, Chicago's starting to grow a little bit more into this game, but we might have a good run here, and that will be a foul on Flores.
He is not happy. No foul being called. Pugh is not happy. No foul called. Been a very interesting officiated match here today. One that we don't typically comment on officiating, but been moments in this game where a little confusion. Glorioso sends it into the 18. Look at that little giveaway. Now Alamy on his left foot. Now he'll look to take a shot. Now Pitlick. He'll put one back in the mix, and right into the hands of Cruz it will go.
Yeah, I think Alamy kind of took the ball away from Hickowicz in the box. He did score the second goal, and the one that's currently given Chicago the lead. But I thought would have let they kind of swapped there, switched it with Hickowicz, and he should have taken the shot with his right foot instead.
Look at this ball played across. Wide open was Cook. Just could not get over it and put it into the open net.
It's the second time today Cook has missed a wide open header. Remember, in the first half there was a cross in that he missed and went over the bar. And then that time, once again, two missed opportunities from Cook and the Bravehearts.
You just couldn't ask for a better ball. I mean, again, maybe you could ask for a better ball. But, I mean, the reading. And now look at this. We have some extracurriculars here on this near side. Remember, the coaching staff already, one of the coaches has a yellow card. It looks as though a yellow card might be coming out now.
Or something was said further down the touchline.
Well, the referee now having a word. It looks as though just, again,
been very chippy, and I think a yellow card is now going to be dished out, or it was just dished out, and it will be dished out now. So I think each coach now has a yellow card for the Bravehearts.
I believe that was Eric Shalom. Problem is they have like 7 coaches listed on the website, so I've been David Ramirez.
But nonetheless, each coach has a yellow card. And sometimes that might feed onto your players as well as, the coach's energy, and that might cause New York to be a little bit more hot-headed than they normally do.
Well, again, there's something to be said, right? We've seen a couple of moments in this game where, a call hasn't gone in favor of New York, and they've showed clear frustration over it. And eventually players will start to realize, like, hey, well, if the ref doesn't have my back, well, we have to have our own back. And they'll start doing, things that they wouldn't otherwise do if another call had been made or a booking had been shown. And so that is a real thing that can happen in these environments. So the referee has to do the job right now to manage this game effectively so that players can stay on this field. Because as a referee, you don't want players to not be on this field. This game is won by the players, and that's what you want to have happen, is them winning it with a full side. Is up that far side now. Hickowitz had Alamy making that run. Now he's got Marquez, but can't find him.
It's another great run from Hickowitz. He's done a phenomenal job on that left side, dribbling past defenders. That time just kind of too small of a space, and a couple defenders closed him down. He was trying to find that pass out wide. But yeah, very chippy game, and I'm sure New York feels like they've had the short end of the stick of a handful of calls. And Puig was one of them. Puig was one of the players that has been voicing his frustration in the middle, and he thought he's been fouled a couple of other times. Perinelli's another one that has voiced his frustration. So New York is definitely frustrated on the field. Hopefully that doesn't affect them too much if you're a New York fan.
This ball comes in. Look at this, towards Cook. It was right there. It was all teed up, but defended well by Chicago Nation. One back. The goal scorer, Sloss, finding Gonzalez. And now all the way back to Stefani as he will clear this one up towards midfield. 22 minutes to go in this game. On the line, a chance to play in a national final in Irvine, California. Chicago Nation have been there before. They have never won a national championship. They have come up close. The closest, a runner-up finish. They finished in third place here 2 years ago. Sloss. Perinelli. Now Gonzalez. Gonzalez, he'll put one in. Look at this, it's hit off the head. Believe it, hit off Puig, and right into the hands of Stefani.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball in from Gonzalez. Nice little work on that left side. Good ball in, and that is poor marking from Chicago. Looks like Roper was the one that should have been marking up a little bit better, but that was a free runner in between 2 or 3 white shirts. It's got to be better. The marking has been a little bit questionable from Chicago and New York in this game, and that's something that's got to be fixed a little bit more, or else they could be punished later in this game.
Partey. Good settle. He's got Gonzalez here on the near side. Try to chip one in. It's cleared away. Settle back down. Bail on. Up by Alamy, and now all the way back to Cruz. It will go. You're watching the UPSL National Quarterfinal. The East region here on the UPSL YouTube channel. Ball sent right back in. Dembele gets a heavy touch. And then he'll end up shoving a player down here on the near side. And we're going to say went out for a goal kick first, as both Dembele, I believe in Glorioso. Now Dembele is being told by the center official it was Glorioso.
I think what Glorioso is saying is that the ball was going out of bounds. There was no need for a push in the back. I think what he's claiming for is a yellow card from Dembele. And outside of the first 25 minutes of this game, Dembele was really good, and he's been quiet ever since. So that may have been a frustration foul, even though the ball didn't go out of play before that foul was created. But can New York get Dembele involved a little bit more into the game? He was such a great factor in that first half, and since that goal that was scored from Slice in the 25th minute, he's been quiet. And I think that's what New York is trying to do, and I think we have a couple of substitutions being made right now.
I think you'd be right as well. Let's take a look here, though, at the goal that gave Chicago Nation here the 2-1 lead. Coming back here in the 48th minute. Up high on your screen. Again, just how this transition moment happened. It's 1 versus 2, and somehow makes its way in the back of the net. Hickowitz giving Chicago Nation a 1-goal lead here just 3 minutes into the second half. Again, both goals coming in the 3rd minute of each half for Chicago Nation. Two players getting tied up. A cleat might have made its way. And this ball played into the box. Stefani will come out off his line and track it down.
Actually earned himself a throw. Great work from Dembele to get the ball, or have the ball hit Stefani off last. But again, New York was claiming for another foul, did not go their way, but luckily they kept the ball on that throw-in.
Perinelli will play it out wide. Played back. Partey drove one in. It was, that's going to be a foul. There's the whistle, and Pugh was the one that went down here for New York Bravehearts.
And remember, Pugh in that first half looked like he had a bit of a bloody nose. I think he took a little bit of a shoulder to that nose area once again. So hopefully he doesn't have to come out again for a bloody nose. And yeah, he did take a little bit of a shot to the face.
So Bedoya will take this free kick, sends it into the box. It's headed away by McNamara.
Another foul there, and Bedoya claiming for another yellow card. That's been a couple of fouls on Chicago back-to-back. No cards have been given to them on those fouls.
Perinelli, the ball actually hit off the arm. And now look at this, a yellow card being issued to Dembele. So Dembele going to get a yellow card here in the 75th minute.
Yeah, Dembele's yellow card was definitely coming. It was definitely warranted. Has had a lot of dissent coming his way, and I don't think he's going to give out another yellow card. But he might. Stefani could end up getting a yellow card here too, as he just threw the ball away. And that will be the case. I believe Stefani.
It was.
Labovic pleading to the referee that he just needs to calm things down. Trying to have the referee calm things down. But a couple of yellow cards here dished out.
So Bedoya will stand over this once again. Two-man wall here for Chicago Nation. Dembele is actually now coming off the field, so he's been subbed out. See how that changes this game. Now we'll see a third player added to the wall. Alamy steps in. Might see this one bend towards that near post. You might see a ball bend towards the back post, kind of between the 6 and the penalty spot. Ball actually sent off the hands of Stefani and out for a corner kick. It looked like maybe it hit the crossbar too.
That was a great opportunity from Bedoya. Great shot. I would have aimed for that far post. It seemed like Stefani was cheating over a little bit.
This ball comes in, still loose inside the 18. Knocked away for the time being, Gonzalez. Looking to find a way to curl it into that box. Back post and into the hands of Stefani.
That's a great ball from Gonzalez. Stefani's been active off of his line. He's been active off of his line, and he had to catch that one cleanly.
Starting to have some players cramping up now as another yellow card is being shown. That was to Perinelli. So Perinelli getting a yellow card. Yellow card starting to fly here. I mean, we have a partay, and everyone's getting invited to the booking here at in Cleveland. A new way of invitations here. And again, it's one of those things that as a former referee who did it for 20 years, I can tell you personally that there are ways to manage the game where these things don't happen, right? Where players don't feel the need to step in and say, hey, ref, what's going on, right? It's player management. It's game management. And I'm not going to sit here and belittle what this ref has done or hasn't done. But these types of moments can absolutely be avoided if you do a better job of managing players. It's not about consistency is one thing. But again, walking up to a player in the 75th minute and telling them with the hands, no more, like that is something you do in the 3rd minute, in the 7th minute, in the 8th minute, right? That first hard foul, you have to give a booking for, right? The second one, if it doesn't get a hard foul, hard whistle, and say that's enough, and it happens again, to do it again, right? That's how you stop this from happening, right? And hey, if you see something where players start to see like, hey, we're not getting the fair shake on this one, you might have to start calling some fouls, either ticky-tack, in order to let them know that you also have their back. So there are things you can absolutely do to manage that. And so, again, I'm not saying what this ref is doing or not doing, but absolutely these games can be managed in a much different way that would give, ooh, that's a hard collision. That is absolutely got to be a yellow card. As Pitlick coming in so hard. I mean, that is a borderline, like, orange card. I mean,
I was thinking the same thing.
That has a red card written all over it.
That's what I was thinking too. If you can dish out an orange card, you can. But man, Pitlick's got to be careful now the rest of this game. He's been one of the main players for Chicago, but that was close.
So that's Holland. Holland sends one into the box. Perinelli was there almost getting the rebound. 10 minutes ago in this game. It's 2-1 here on the campus of Cleveland State University in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Because they got numbers. That was Pinto pushing it out wide, looking for Pugh. Pugh will send it in towards that back post. Nobody there. And out of play, it will go.
Yeah, now the final 10 minutes, of course, we're going to see a handful of minutes, I think, of stoppage time. But in this final 10-plus minutes, New York's going to be throwing everything at it. Throw everyone that they can forward, maybe sub on a forward for a defender. But they're going to have to give it their all to try to find an equalizer.
Can make his way out, but a foul. Perinelli up this near side. Good ball into Holland. Holland, top of the 18. That's Gonzalez. Look at that. It's a great move. Gonzalez! What a save by Stefani, and the rebound missed by Holland. Gonzalez weaving and threading through two defenders. Look at that. Just what a great move. And Stefani holding strong. My goodness.
Wow. That was, first off, fantastic skill from Gonzalez of getting his way in and out of traffic. But then Stefani with the paw outstretched with the right arm. Unbelievable save. And then Pinto was left unmarked and Holland that was unmarked. Mistimed it, but what a golden opportunity for the Bravehearts to level things up, and Chicago gets away with one. But is that going to be the best chance New York's going to have of finding an equalizer? Best two chances that they had within seconds, and they were unable to get it done. But another thing to keep an eye out for is because Stefani's taking his time on these goal kicks. He's already got a yellow card already. If he gets another card for time wasting, he'll be sent off. So that's something to keep an eye out for already.
And obviously, if you're Garrett Hayward and Chicago Nation, it's not just about winning this game, but making sure you have players for the next one as well. As this ball lofted over that far side, and that's cleared away by Flores and out for a corner.
Yeah, that might be something that Coach Hayward's telling Stefani. Goes, hey, you're on a yellow. We need you. If we advance to the next game, we're going to need you, and you can't be sent off.
Ball comes in low and now cleared away. And out of play.
Yeah, how is New York going to find a way to grab themselves a goal? Because Chicago's going to be putting 9 or 10 back there behind the ball. And you've got to find creative ways of finding some sort of little pockets of space in and around the box to tee off some shots. But Stefani's been great all game long, so he's going to be tough to beat. Remember that save that took a deflection from Dembele over the bar, and then the one that just happened with Gonzalez. So it's going to be tough to beat Stefani if you're New York, so you've got to be creative and take the most of every opportunity that you have.
Cruz way off his line, forcing to play it back. Again, 85th minute. Ball sent. Lobovich will go down. That was Perinelli, who's on a yellow card as well.
Yeah, no, Chicago's just gonna take their time. They're gonna walk to every single out, every ball that's out, whether it's a goal kick, free kick, or throw in. So New York, you've got to make sure you take every advantage, every opportunity that you have with the ball at your feet, because these chances are diminishing by the second.
Ball making its way out on that far side.
In that first half, we saw New York do a great job of getting to the right side and crossing balls in. We have not seen that here in the second half, and that's where, almost a spill.
Oh, look at this, Cruz. A collision inside the 18. But they're going to call that on Chicago Nation. I believe that's Skubitz, number 18. No, it's number 30. I apologize. Wojcia.
Great tackle from Wojcia.
Ball played back into Wojcia. Now Wojcia towards that near post. And Cruz. This ball played up. Settle down. Pinto. Looking in for Espinosa.
Yeah, going back to the point I just made is the Bravehearts got to get back to that right side. That's where the most of their chances came from in that first half. And that's where their best chances came from, as there's a foul from Glorioso. And New York's got some size in the box, so you can whip some balls in to get ahead on it if need be.
Back to Cruz. He'll one time clear it up towards midfield. Jay Perinelli and Klobjan tied up.
And that ball got sent over the fence into the Cleveland Street. Hopefully no one got hit out there.
Pronounced Voika, by the way. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that.
That's why we have the live chat for.
Absolutely. I'm just glad he didn't say it with any derogatives. It is Saturday night. Gonzalez has the ball all by himself, lonesome right at midfield. Good ball up top towards Holland. Holland now will take a shot that's blocked. And good work as there goes Marley. Right into the corner flag.
Yeah, Marley was brought on because he's got so much height and size in the box. And that's how New York is going to put all these balls in the box. And he's a great body to head things away.
Cut back. Now played back. Into the box it will go. Stefani, well, take his time.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a smarter thing would have been for Stefani is kind of not catch that one cleanly, kind of just pat it down with his hands and let it kind of sit at his feet and then make a New York player come over to make him pick it up. Could have wasted maybe 15, 20 more seconds.
All sent back in. Gonzalez plays it towards that back post. Chipped up in the air. Stefani is there.
Yeah, Stefani's been active all game long coming off his line and grabbing anything up in the air. He's been fantastic all night long, and he's going to have to do it a couple more times to secure a victory for Chicago and put them into the national finals.
A minute and a half to go plus stoppage time in this game. It was 1-1 at the halftime break in the 48th minute. A goal by Hickowitz has given Chicago Nation a 2-1 lead. Pugh out wide, driven into the 18 towards Holland. Now Perinelli loses the ball, and this will make its way out of play. Alon.
Yeah, New York is set up for anything to just get a cross in. I would maybe like a little bit more.
That's a heavy foul.
Yes, a heavy foul for sure. But New York is set up in a way where they just want crosses into the box and see what happens. And with Stefani in and off his line as well as he has been all day long, and then you add Marley into the mix to clear things out, you may want to pass, kind of have some link-up play inside and outside of the box. That might be your best option, or a set piece like this.
So play it short. Bedoya, now the ball put in towards that 6. A player down right now for the Chicago Nation. Now Pugh. And that's put up and over off of the hands of Stefani.
Yeah, great opportunity. It's that little bit of that link-up play in around the box. I think that's going to be the best way for New York to score other than a corner, but Gonzalez just sitting in a little bit of a pocket of space. It's a great ball from Bedoya, and they get a great opportunity, and they still have an opportunity with a corner here, and we'll see how they operate. I don't think I see the goalie. No, I don't see the goalie just quite yet.
Flores was the one that went down there, who was down on the ground. Bedoya. Curved ball. Touched. Popped up by Marley. Still inside the 18. And like now, Sloss puts one just wide on the half volley.
Man, if Sloy scored that one as well, he's already got a great header to his name. They may have to wonder if New York would win, maybe put him at striker the rest of the way, because he's been phenomenal. But again, I would like to see New York make a little bit more passes, not just all these crosses in, because that's Chicago's strength defensively is aerial.
Off the goal kick, it's sent over midfield, and out of play it will go.
Yeah, Chicago's going to take their time here.
Way back now to Cruz. Holland. Perinelli. Looking back to Holland. Look at sliding it across. Great slide from Chicago Nation. Now Pinto, that's blocked. And now Pugh, from long range, Stefani pushes it aside.
Yeah, they are putting everything at it, New York. That's a great strike from Pugh. He's put in a ton of shots in on net so far today, but Stefani again comes up big once again. He may have to come up big once more.
Now bail line low through traffic. It's blocked. Played up over towards midfield. Track back now, Sluss. Again, we were not told how much time was given for stoppage time. Pugh is taken down, and that's going to be a dangerous tackle as a yellow card has been issued. The player down looked as though it was Pitlick. So Pugh was taken down by, I believe, Klavjan. And then Pugh taking down Pitlick. But Bedoya, he'll send one into the box. Nobody there for the Bravehearts. Oh, that was a miscommunication. Is now up this near side. Here comes Nation on the move. It's Daniel Lukachik.
Yeah, just a miscommunication on that right side. And now this could be one of the final attacks from New York.
Referee is looking at his watch. Surely should be the last opportunity here in this game for New York. Stefani will take his time and use as much of it as he can. He throws it out wide. It's moments like this these players work so hard for. A chance to put yourself in position to move on in single elimination playoff games like this. A chance to go to Irvine, California. A chance to get an automatic bid in the U.S. Open Cup. A chance for some cash. All of that on the line here tonight in Cleveland. Bravehearts down a goal. Deep in stoppage time, looking to find an equalizer. Ball comes in. Cleared away outside the 18. Advantage has been given. Lukachik, he'll put this one right in the middle of the park. Oh, as that cannot be brought in and settled down. Actually, it was Glorioso that played that ball, and I apologize. As Pugh met by contact. We'll get it back. Now 2 versus 1. Lukachik. He's wide open. He'll put one in on Cruz. Makes a big save. And now a ball played into Glorioso. And that's saved off the goal line.
Wow, what an opportunity missed from Chicago to put this game to bed. And very smartly from Cruz to put the ball at the corner flag to not waste as much time as possible. But a missed opportunity from Chicago to put this game to bed. And New York still has some slimmer of hope to equalize this.
So they'll take it to the corner and play it short as the ball will make its way out of play. We're officially in the 7th minute of stoppage time. Pinto. Now Glorioso. Out of the corner now and up this near side. Can the Bravehearts find a way? Now, referee will bring it back. They'll play it short and quick. Braveheart's on the move, and that is Michael Flores getting a yellow card. That's his first yellow of the game.
Yeah, but that's a smart yellow. A tactical foul and a tactical yellow. Very smart because Bedoya had some space for New York and to get a great opportunity on the counter, and that's how New York has got some of their best chances today.
Into the box it will go. Just outside the 18. Ooh, and that's a dangerous collision. Gonzalez will track it down. Referee looks at his watch again. Ball sent out of play. Surely this has to be the last opportunity here for the Bravehearts. Miscommunication between Espinosa as this ball. And Chicago Nation are moving on to the national finals, and now some extracurriculars as players from the Bravehearts and Chicago Nation coming right there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think Perinelli's in there. He's been vocal all game long with the officiating. I'm sure there's a little bit of frustration in there as well as he's just been knocked out. But yeah, both these teams have been at it all game long. They've been chippy. But in the end, Chicago gets it done.
That they do. As I was saying, they've punched their ticket into the national finals here in just 2 short weeks. Obviously, who else has made it there? That is still to be determined. They're region final champions. They win by a score of 2-1. And are going to Irvine, California. Look there at the beautiful sunset here in Cleveland. Let's take a look here at some of the highlights from this game. Again, highlight right there. This is how this game came to an end. But as we talk about this match and what took place here, obviously 3 goals, but started off here. An opportunity here. Look at this, is Stefani.
Yeah, that was the best chance of the second half for New York, and Gonzalez did a fantastic job of getting himself right on prime position to get it done, but a great save from Stefani.
And look at this, this is the game winner. Hickowitz looking in, making it look so easy.
Such a casual goal. I really didn't expect him to go Hickowitz to go all the way to the end and get a goal out of it. But in the end, he just cool, calm, collected slot finish, and ultimately was the difference.
The celebration for Chicago Nation continues here in Cleveland. All smiles right now, but they'll go back to work here starting tomorrow with a lot more on their mind. They have more still yet to be completed in this 2025 spring season. They have yet to win a national championship. And they now have a chance here in just a few short weeks to see if they can actually make that happen. I want to thank our production team, Sam Fisher, our camera operator back in Cleveland, our technical director, Angelina Roach, alongside my broadcast partner, Ryan Glinsky. I'm Jonathan Turner. I want to thank you for stopping by here on this Saturday evening and enjoying some UPSL quarterfinal matchup here on the UPSL YouTube channel. For all of us here at the National Soccer Network and Premier Media Group, have a great rest of your Saturday. So long, everybody from Cleveland.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time.
Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages.
Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.